Hey guys, welcome back to Ray's Corner. Today I am reading and annotating Persuasion by Jane Austen, the Penguin Classic Edition. I have seen so many people do videos like this where they're like, annotate with me or annotating a classic, and specifically Throne of Pages. I watch her videos all the time and I love them. They're so aesthetically pleasing. And I really wanted to do a video like this because I just wanted an aesthetic video. And I've read classics before, but never a Penguin classic. And I know it's the contents on the inside that matters, but like, does it really? You know what I mean? Like, if it's not this cover, is it really a classic that you want to read? You know what I mean? But I'm 50 pages into this book, and I'm really enjoying it. If you don't know what Persuasion is about, it's about a girl named Anne, and she's rich, and she's into a poorer guy, and she wants to marry him, but her family persuades her not to because of his social standing. And then 7 years later, he's rich, she's poor, and they kind of like meet again. I'm on page 50, as I said, and I like the book so far. I'm really enjoying it. The writing, I mean, it's what's expected when you're reading an 1815 novel. I think she wrote it in 1815 through 16. But there's like a couple of words in here that I just don't know. And they have like the little numbers on it. So I go to the back to see what it means. And it literally says, probably this. And I'm like, what do you mean, probably this? You're the one that's supposed to tell me what this word means. Anyway, so that's kind of interesting to read about. Also, you know, basically the entire premise of the novel. She meets him, falls in love, has a falling out with him, and then it is 7 years later, all in one chapter. Complete one chapter. And there's not a lot of dialogue in this book, which that was a little surprising to me. I'm a big dialogue person. I love the interaction of two characters, and to not have that in this book is just a little weird for me. But I've heard amazing quotes where she's talking to Frederick, the guy. So I'm like, maybe that'll come into play a little bit later. And also like, I'm just surprised that all that happened in one chapter. So is it just going to be them like reconnecting and being petty and being weird and like, maybe we should fall in love? Like, what is going to be the conflict? Because I thought the major conflict was that her family said no. So I don't know how this is going to work out, but annotating is going a little bit slower for me. Like with this book, I feel like it's just making it go by so slow. However, it's also making me very excited to continue reading. Like whenever I pick it up, it's not hard to continue. I thought that every time I update you guys, I could tell you some of my favorite quotes. So I have like 3 for you. The first one's kind of short. It says, "But this was no new sensation. Excepting one short period of her life, she had never, since the age of 14, never, since the loss of her dear mother, known the happiness of being listened to." And this was after she met Frederick. So the one short period of her life was when she was with Frederick. And I just thought that was just nice to read about. There's another one that says, "No one had ever come within the Kellynch circle who could bear a comparison with Frederick Wentworth." And I was like, stop. No, stop it. And then the last one, it says, "It would be difficult to say which had seen highest perfection in the other, or which had been the happiest, she in receiving his declarations and proposals, or he in having them accepted." I love like the quotes in this novel. They're so good. I'm loving annotating this novel. But I am moving houses right now. So it is kind of crazy and hectic. I just don't have any other time to talk to you guys about this book, but I am really excited I just can't stop looking at it. If you keep seeing me look down, I literally just can't stop looking at all my annotations. I love it, but yeah, okay, I'll get back to annotating now. Okay guys, it has been a couple of days since I've last updated you. I went on spring break, I went to Charleston, and I tried to live my life as if I were Jane Austen or maybe Anne Elliot. You know, who knows? My cat is being crazy and is trying to get under the door. If you hear anything, it's her. But I am 87 pages into Persuasion by Jane Austen. And I think I'm loving it so much solely for Jane Austen's writing. It is so beautiful, lyrical. Everything she writes, I'm like, oh my gosh, how did she write this? She writes tension so well. But that is a blessing and a curse because at the same time, remember how I said that there was no dialogue? Yeah, no dialogue still. She has not had one interaction with Frederick, and I'm like, guys, it is 85 pages in, and I know that's like, you know, not that far along, but this is a 230 page book. Let's get moving, okay? And I need a little bit more from them. I'm literally picking breadcrumbs off the floor. There was a moment, okay, so let me tell you what's happening so far. So basically Frederick is back in town. He's looking for a wife, anybody but Anne Elliot. That is literally what he said. Basically, he is courting, I guess, two women. So in this moment, Frederick is taking a walk with one of his potential wives, and the wife, or the future wife, said, well, I hoped Mary's husband would have married Anne. And he's like, oh, Mary's husband, by the way, is Anne's sister's husband. Frederick goes, oh, did he propose to her? And she said yes, but Anne just declined. And I wrote in the margin, I was like, oh my gosh, I bet he's so jealous. No, he wasn't. He literally showed no signs of jealousy. I am just pushing what I want them to feel into my brain. You know what I mean? Like onto the character. Am I reading in between the lines and I'm a smart person, or am I just being too much? I think I just want more of them. Like this is a whole romance plot line and we're not getting any of it. But I am almost to volume 2, and I feel like after volume 2 we'll get more of their interactions, hopefully. But going to quotes that I wanted to show you guys, the first one is, she understood him. He could not forgive her, but he could not be unfeeling. And though becoming attached to another, still he could not see her suffer without the desire of giving her relief. Oh my gosh. We're not getting a lot of dialogue. I'm living off of these like little internal quotes, and I literally love it so much. And then this next one is not more romance, it's just a lot of tension. It goes, there had been no two hearts so open, no tastes so similar, no feelings so in unison, no countenances so beloved. Now that they were as strangers, nay, worse than strangers, for they could never become acquainted, it was perpetual estrangement. When he talked, she heard the same voice and discerned the same mind. Just how she writes is just so good, so beautiful, so lyrical. I literally love Jane Austen and her writing. But yeah, I'll update you guys later because I'm really enjoying it. I have some, you know, qualms about it, but I think it'll pick up around volume 2. Okay guys, I am 136 pages into Persuasion, which means I only have 100 pages left, and still only with 100 pages left, no dialogue, no interactions, no conversations between Frederick and Anne. And what I realized is that although we don't get a lot of dialogue in this novel, whenever they do speak to each other, it is done so well. It moves the plot along so much. We feel certain ways and new ways about different characters, and I just really love Jane Austen's writing. I was actually in Barnes & Nobles today, and I looked at all of the classics, and I just wanted to read more of Jane Austen. But what has been happening so far? So something happened to Frederick's potential love interest wife, and something bad, but she's still in the picture. And Anne actually came to the rescue, was very independent, and everybody's like seeming to love her. He's not really villainizing her anymore. And also there are 2 other potential love interests for Anne. And so I'm honestly like okay with all of this. I just don't know how it's going to be wrapped up by the end, like in 100 pages, especially since they haven't even talked to each other. At this point, I actually quite like the relationship of like this nice contentment and like friendship that they have, that it's just very subtle, but they both love each other and like want each other to be happy. Anyway, that's my only fear, that it's going to end up being very rushed at the end. But I'm very much enjoying her writing as a whole. Like it's just so fun and relaxing and calm, I guess. Okay, I will update you guys later. What is up, guys? It has been months since I've last updated you, since I've last finished this book, and since I've last finished the movie, and I wanted to give you guys my thoughts. This book, I know I keep talking about dialogue, and I will shut up about it. I know, it's getting annoying even to me when I was editing this video. But they finally talked, and the ending is truly and was truly so phenomenal. I was constantly going back and forth between giving this book a 4 or a 5 star, and I figured out, and I put on Goodreads a 5 out of 5. I just kept going back to the thought, like, this was written in 1815, and she made me feel so much. The lines were so iconic, so smooth. She was so witty. She made me laugh out loud. And the ending, not only was it just so romantic, not only with Frederick, but with her family as well, like getting back together with them and being happy with them, but also the twists in this novel, like, were crazy. And it's only 235 pages, so I was like, I did not expect there to be like a big twist. I feel like at the end, it all was like a flood. It just came rushing in, how amazing, like all the best parts and all the ties, because sometimes in the middle, I was like, where is this going? Like, what are we reading here? But once the ending came, you were like, ugh, I can't believe her and Frederick, I love them together. I also wanted to give some recommendations on classics. Somebody on Instagram DM'd me and was like, I just don't know where to start with classics, like what to do. Jane Austen. Start with Jane Austen. First of all, as I said before, 235 pages. That is such a short book. And somebody else said that they picked up Jane Austen, but they can't get into it. And I'm like, girly, my friend told me this, and she was like, read it like you were watching Bridgerton or Downton Abbey. Do it with a little accent. Like, let me see. There's nothing with my staying full. That was such a horrible accent. But like, it makes it fun and makes you get into it a lot quicker than you would have beforehand. It's just a cute and fun way to read, and honestly it does work. I tried it and I feel like I did read a little bit faster. So definitely Jane Austen for the win when trying out classics for the first time. However, going on to the movie aspect, I watched it and everybody hates this movie. The first thing I do want to say, love Dakota Johnson. I think she's an amazing actress, and she has that like time period face for this novel. However, people keep saying that Persuasion is the funniest Jane Austen novel, and so I think the movie really tried to capitalize on that, but they made it to where Anne Elliot looked desperate. In the beginning of this book, she was missing him and loved him and really wanted to follow his journey because he was very popular. So she collected some of his newspaper clippings to be like, wow, I'm really proud of him. I just want to see what he's doing and track like where he's going in life. But in the movie, they not only made her collect newspaper clippings, but like a whole hair of a horse, like a bunch of hairs from a horse. And I'm like, dude, you're making her look so desperate. And that's not at all how Anne Elliot was. She longed and she yearned for Frederick, but at the same time, she was happy if he met a girl that he loved and really wanted to spend his life with. She just wanted him happy. And that was not how the movie was, but Dakota Johnson, we love her in this household. I loved this book. I think it was really good. If you want to read it, definitely pick it up. Penguin Classic Edition. For realsies. But yeah, also thank you for watching this video. I hope it turned out good. Still haven't finished editing it, so hope it wasn't lame. But thanks guys. Thank you for watching, and bye.